600 lawyers, including Senior Advocate Harish Salve and Bar Council of India Chairman Manan Kumar Mishra from various parts of India, have written to Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud expressing apprehension about the threats to judicial integrity. They've condemned attempts by a vested interest group to manipulate legal proceedings, influence court judgments and tarnish the judiciary's reputation with unfounded accusations and political motives. Well, the letter highlights such tactics, particularly in cases involving corruption, allegations against political figures, where efforts to sway court decisions and discredit the judiciary are most evident. The lawyers have also raised concerns about the fabrication of false narratives aimed at distorting the judiciary's image with their references to a supposed golden age of the courts. These narratives, they argue, aim to sway judicial outcomes and also undermine public confidence in the judiciary. Additionally, the letter voices concerns about the alleged concoction of theories regarding bench fixing, which seeks to influence the composition of judicial benches and cast doubts on judges' integrity. Well, the lawyers have condemned these actions as disrespectful and detrimental to the rule of law and the principles of justice. In fact, we have with us now Manan Kumar Mishra, Senior Advocate and Chairman of Bar Council of India, who was, in fact, one of the signatories of this letter. How is the integrity of the judiciary, sir, being undermined, which has caused you and many others to write this letter?
The integrity of the judiciary is being undermined by a handful of lawyers of the country. They want that anyhow they should get orders and judgments in their favor. See, this is the time of election, Lok Sabha elections. And we came to know that few lawyers have written a letter to the Honorable Chief Justice of India, and they have expressed serious concern about the institution. But the purpose, the motive behind that was very dangerous. They are questioning the integrity of our institution, the judiciary. See, several corruption cases against the persons involved in the corruptions, the politicians, those cases are coming before the judiciary, either for bail or for some other purpose. Sometimes the remand orders are being challenged. These persons, when they find that there is no order in their favor, then they start issuing such statements, writing such letters, going to social media, making their statements and the letters viral. What is this? There is absolutely no danger to the integrity of our institution, our judiciary. Judiciary is working, working very fairly, in very transparent manner. Our judiciary is very bold and very transparent. Now, merely because a few lawyers and who are also politicians come lawyers, they are writing, they are making several things about our judiciary viral in the social media. This is not going to make any change. Our judiciary is working very fairly and it will be working.
Right. Who are these people and organizations that you think are trying to pressurize and influence the judiciary then?
In the year 2018-19 also, they adopted the same method, the same pressure tactics. The word bench fixing has been used by them. What does it mean? The bench fixing, this word they are using for last several months, several years. Bench, it's already settled principle of law that the bench is to be decided by the Honorable Chief Justice of India. They have all the judges under the leadership of the Chief Justice of India. They have set certain principles about that and they do it. Now, when these lawyers find that the bench is not going to pass any order in their favor as per their wish, then they start saying that it is a bench fixing. Judiciary is not doing its work fairly. So all these things, I think that the people of the country, the common lawyers of the country, they are not going to accept.
Okay, what do you make though of the allegations by opposition political parties? They say that the BJP is puppeteering investigative agencies to stop the Delhi CM from doing his job by making false corruption charges against him.
Judiciary is doing its own job, its own work. Therefore, actually raising finger against our judiciary simply because of the fact that the High Court or the Supreme Court, you see, when they found that the order is not going to be passed in their favor, It was completely misconceived writ petition before the Supreme Court on that day. Immediately they withdrew. Then, instead of moving before the concerned magistrate, they moved directly before the High Court. They could not get an order in their favor. It was totally misconceived petition. It was without jurisdiction. And they want that directly Supreme Court or the High Court should give certain order in their favor. See the case of the Mr. Kejriwal. It was a matter of remand. The concerned magistrate was concerned with that. Not the High Court or the Supreme Court was to be approached directly. But knowing it full well, I think that the lawyers who moved before the Supreme Court or the High Court, they were completely aware of the position of the law. Even then, they moved, and after getting failed there, they have started this making the mockery of the institution in the social media. They are making all these things viral. The people, and particularly the sensible lawyers, they know the position of law.
Okay.
And therefore, they are not going to take notice of such irresponsible statements made by certain lawyers.
Mr. Mishra, when you say certain political parties are trashing court judgments that have worked in their favor and laud those that are not in their favor, which are these judgments? Who are these politicians you're implying?
Political parties, everybody knows, I won't name, but the political parties, the leaders of whom, who are either in jail or who are facing criminal cases, at the instance of them, only all these things are being done. Mr. Kejriwal, he is in jail. Several ministers of Mr. Kejriwal's ministry, they are in jail. The persons involved in corruptions. So the chief minister, the former chief minister of Jharkhand, all of them together, they have combined. And a set of lawyers, handful of lawyers, they appear for all such corrupt politicians. Everybody knows the name. I won't name. But these things are completely known, and people of the country, they are fully aware of them.
Okay. Now, you've raised the issue of false, malicious allegations made by certain politicians regarding bench fixing. Could you elaborate a bit on that?
I already told you that yesterday, when Mr. Kejriwal was arrested by the ED, then they moved a petition before the Supreme Court. Supreme Court fixed the case at 2 p.m. A special bench was constituted for that. The moment they found that they are not going to get a favorable order from the Supreme Court, they withdrew it. And then they are, in their letter to the Honorable Chief Justice of India, they have made very dirty allegation against one of the judges, a few judges of the Supreme Court. This is very bad. This is called, this is how they want that a judge of their own choice, he should hear their case. That is not possible under our constitution, under our system, and in our judiciary. Therefore, they are aggrieved. Everybody knows it. How a chief justice can be compelled or pressurized to fix a case of any politician or any lawyer to a particular bench, to a particular judge of their choice.
Okay, what steps would you like the Chief Justice of India to, to take to curb this then?
Our CJI is a very seasoned judge. He was a very practical lawyer also, and he knows how to tackle, how to deal with such people. He is not going to take notice at all of all such letters or social media. He is a very bold man. He is of independent view, and therefore CJI will do whatever he likes, and he will take a very judicious view.
Okay.
He is not going to take notice of all such vendetta, and institution is not going to suffer anymore. But
do you believe then that these are pressure tactics?
Chief Justice.
Do you believe these are pressure tactics then?
Not at all. Because of all these letters or social media or making all such things viral, nobody is going to get anything. Our judiciary, our judges, they will do their work honestly with all integrity. Therefore, all such things are not going to affect the judgments or the orders of the Supreme Court.
All right, my final question to you then, Mr. Mishra, how are these accusations and allegations by political parties and politicians undermining the judiciary? Many believe that this is freedom of speech as well.
Freedom of speech has a limitation. You cannot criticize, you cannot blame, you cannot make all vague and bald and allegations against our judges, our judiciary. That is a direct case of contempt. Our law says that it's a case of contempt. And this pressure tactics, which has evolved in recent past, and this is the creation of some of the handful of lawyers of Supreme Court, everybody knows the name. They are lawyers come politicians. They are all attached with some of the political parties. They want the Supreme Court or the High Courts to act at their due, which is not possible in our country under our Constitution.
All right, Mr. Mishra, thank you very much for joining us.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.